So sure of yourself, guys. Now the shoes on the other foot. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I am watching the final Western with Clint Eastwood. That's leaving out Paint Your Wagon because I don't do musicals, and I've said it before, because with music and songs, copyright becomes a lot more complicated. And I think he did one other one in the 50s or something, but he only has like a brief role. But of the major westerns that he did, and I know there's other ones that he plays a kind of a cowboy, but it's in a kind of a more contemporary setting. But of the full-on classic westerns, this is the last one, and I've held off on it for quite a while. But it is Hang 'Em High. A little sad that's the last one, but I do hope at some point to watch Rawhide. So there's still that, a lot of episodes of that. So I do have that. But yeah, like, I remember starting the channel, like, I was really looking forward to watching Eastwood's westerns, and there's been some like really truly brilliant films, like, you know, Unforgiven, For a Few Dollars More, Pale Rider, Two Mules for Sister Sarah. Like those four in particular, I really enjoyed. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly had an iconic cemetery scene, which I absolutely loved as well. Yeah, just a lot of really good westerns that he's done, and yes, this is the 10th. I guess if you include the Beguiled, it's the 11th. Which I went in thinking it was a western, but it's set during the war between the Confederate War. But I don't think it was really a western per se. It was more of a thriller kind of thing, psychological thriller. But this obviously is a flat-out western, Hang 'Em High. So I know with the premise of this one, I believe he's accused of something and they tried to hang him, but he survives, and I think it's one of those revenge stories, which I love those. So really good, looking forward to watching this one. Of course, there's plenty of other Eastwood films I can watch for the channel, which I will watch, but this is the last of the westerns, unfortunately. But yeah, looking forward to watching it. And guys, if you're new to the channel, there'll be a full uncut reaction to this as well. That'll be on my Patreon page, and if you want to check that out, there'll be a link to it in the description of this video. So yeah, if you want to just support the channel further and become a patron, that would be brilliant. I am mulling about possibly setting up channel memberships on the channel as well, because I think some people find that a bit easier as another way to support the channel further. It's helpful just to get a little bit of support from that end as well, to keep the channel going. But to anyone who has subscribed or was a patron or has left many comments, watched many of the videos, like, a big thank you for the support over the last over 2 years now. It has been incredible, and we are getting closer to Western 100 as well. This is number 97. Yes, number 97, and the 10th with Clint Eastwood. Well, 11th if you include the Beguiled. But guys, with that, we will watch Hang 'Em High. Oh, just before I get into it, I will a quick shout out to my patrons as well, which I always do. To Ravi, to Gigi Gooding, to Mihal, to Blaze, and to Mary. Thank you so much. But with that, we will watch Hang 'Em High. So I believe this was the first western he did after the Yeti westerns, the Dollars trilogy. So the first one in America.
I'm gonna have to carry you, huh?
Oh, cool. I thought I was gonna have to say I'm gonna have to kill you.
Oh, boy.
If he was my own name, he'd probably shoot them all like that.
Where'd you get those cattle, mister?
That's what Ed Brand says.
You got it from Joe Hansen, eh?
That's right.
You say you got this from Joe Hansen?
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't want it to be true.
Joe Hansen didn't have to make his mark. He could write as good as you can.
Hang him.
Fucking hell. Like, no deliberation, nothing. They just wanted it to be a vigilante group. You know, they were hoping that it wouldn't check out.
What did Joe Hansen look like?
He was about 30. Dark hair, dark eyes, heavy.
Marked. About 30. Liar.
Joe Hansen was 60.
Well, maybe it was his foreman or something. I don't know. But we can go back there and find out. It's only a day's ride.
Tell him.
He's dead.
I just came from the Johansson place. It was gone. I found Johansson and his wife on the kitchen floor, gunned down.
Oh, God.
If you're innocent, the judge will set you free. And if you ain't, we'll have to take trouble hanging you again. Come on, get on your feet.
He was so adamant he was innocent, I think he'll take that deal. Maybe take it easy with him, you know? Wonder will they find out that he's an ex-lawman himself. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Oxbow incident. Those guys were hung for something they didn't do. To me, the greatest Western ever made, the Oxbow incident. The Preacher, there's a character called the Preacher. Same name as Eastwood's character in Pale Rider. One of my favorites.
Hey, Bliss, I hear you got a prisoner for me.
That's right, Marshal. Feed and grain store right across the street. Here's a key. You'll be needing it.
Oh, God. You're scared of the wrath of God.
Get on your feet.
Oh, no.
Come on.
You come to kill them.
You hold it. Stop or I'll kill you.
You'll be able to catch up with him now. He can't run properly. Just walk fast, you'll catch him. I don't think that was necessary. Could have caught him.
Hold it.
What the hell is she doing? Wait, that guy in the orange, was he part of the hanging?
Better find yourself a spot. Expecting another wagon in this afternoon.
Sounds like Schmidt's fixing to have a little party this morning.
Gotta make sure them ropes hold up.
Always uses top-grade hemp, Schmidt does. Snaps your neck like a dried-out twig.
Fine artist at his trade.
And mentally, what would that do to you, thinking that you could be part of that?
Leaving. Without shackles.
Okay, that's a good sign. Does he know something that the vigilante group didn't know?
Story checks out, Cooper. You're free to go.
Ooh.
$11.
In 40 cents. That's all McLeod had on him when we picked him up. He was running from the law. Holed up at Johansson's place. Killed that old man and his wife.
Ah, so the guy who actually did it.
You must have got a pretty good laugh out of that. You want to see what he looks like? Come on.
So, from his point of view, he was telling the truth.
McLeod took the money he swindled from you and came into town looking for a good time. The road. That's where we found him. Cooper, you take the law into your own hands, and I promise you, you'll swing from one of those ropes out there. You were a lawman in St. Louis. Damn good one. If and when it's Marshal, Cooper.
What if he does become a lawman again, but he runs into those guys?
Pick up the badge, Mr. Cooper.
And that boils to the surface again.
Pick up the badge, or leave justice to me and my men. Those 9 men. If you find them, they're to be brought before me.
He's back in the law.
You're Cooper? Judge said to wire you was coming. I'd sleep since we picked up the Swede. How many men did you bring with you?
Can you have them ready to go in a half hour?
Just the 2 of you?
Yeah.
Wait, is he one of the guys?
Oh, the hotel here in town.
Oh, his saddle. One they took from him. Yep, that's him. Doesn't realize who he is.
Look, Marshal, I don't know what kind of town you're running here.
I guess if he provokes them and they attack him, he can kill him in self-defense.
Marshal, what do you say I done?
When you hang a man, you better look at him.
He's like a phantom.
Need you alive.
Okay, it was self-defense. 1 down, 8 fuckers to go.
Judge wants to see you right away.
You tried to apprehend him the right way.
Good work, Cooper. See? Lord takes care of those that do his work. He just waltzed in here and gave himself up.
I never wanted to hang you, mister. I asked them to give you a chance. Maybe you remember that.
I remember that.
I was here in Fort Grant looking to pick up a grub stake when I heard a marshal with a hanging scar had killed Reno. So I turned myself in.
The others.
He gave me their names. I've already made out the warrants for their arrest. All right, Cooper, you do it your way. You round them up and bring them back. I don't know why you had to kill Reno.
I wanted him alive. I needed these names.
You got your names. Mister, you make sure the rest of those men get back here alive.
I don't see that happening. Oh. Yep, there's one of them.
You're under arrest. Move.
You were so sure of yourself, guys. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Oh, there's another one.
I have 7 warrants here.
Matt Stone, M. Loomis. These men you're looking for, they're all leading citizens. They're friends of mine.
Well, these friends of yours are wanted for conspiracy to commit murder.
Wonder, can he be trusted? He said they're friends of his. It's a bit of a red flag, no?
Rustlers. They took our herd. They killed my pa and Danny. Killed both of them. I rode in and found them there.
You got your job. I've got mine out at the Big W.
His father and his brother's been murdered. You a lawman or ain't you?
That'd be the last one he'd catch.
You got 1 minute to pray.
There'll be no hanging here. They'll get what the law says is coming to them.
If you can't stomach hanging, why don't you ride out? We'll do what needs doing here.
There's gonna be no hanging.
We're not turning 3 murderers loose.
That's right. You're turning them over to me. The law can't guarantee the government's gonna pay any more, but every man who sticks with me will get an extra 10. If I have to pay for it myself.
They all fucking off. Let's get him to war.
Thank you, Marshal. I just want you to know, Marshal, we had nothing to do with the killing.
Shut up.
Did I tell you to shut your mouth, boy?
My brother's telling the truth, Marshal. He done it.
Marshal, would you be my friend too?
Forget about it.
Mr. Deputy Marshal? We guilty as hell. Why don't you be real smart and use your head, you know?
Get aboard, Miller.
I can't get aboard because my hands are tied.
Didn't walk.
You're gonna have to help me.
I said get aboard.
You ain't never gonna get me alive to Fort Grant, boy.
Ah, he's maneuvering. So you need to be watching that the whole time. Ooh.
Kill me.
Kill me!
Maybe he doesn't want to take it easy on him. He wants him to have to endure the fate of knowing you're going to be home.
Sheriff in Red Creek wired you were bringing 3 killers in alone. That was over 2 days ago. He gave you up for dead. You're a damn fool, Cooper. A bloody damn fool, and the best there is because of men like Marshal Jed Cooper. I'm proud of you, boy. They're gonna hear about this, not just in the territories, but in Washington.
Maybe shut up.
Now, what do you got to say about that, boy?
No, but I wanted to talk to you about the 2 boys, Ben and Billy Joe.
Oh, later.
Only Miller's to be charged with murder. See, if it wasn't for those 2 boys, I might not have made it.
This is dead.
This? I owed my life to Bliss.
He was a man with a backbone.
Oh, that guy.
Won't be easy to fill his shoes.
No, it won't.
The guy who saved him at the beginning.
Well, I better get on back to Red Creek.
Testify.
Testifying? When?
Boy, I got a backlog of cases built up from here to Sunday. If you remember this, you work for the government. You work for justice. Come in.
Who do you want to hang?
The other guy?
We all have our ghosts, Marshal.
Sure. I'm just trying to figure out, is it a husband or hers that was killed? A family member.
Rustling is a hanging offense, and they are all guilty. All 3 of them.
Looks like Eric Foreman a bit. Like a blonde Eric Foreman.
Call your next witness.
Deny their guilt.
Well, no, but on the trail back here...
Marshal, we're not interested in the trip back to Fort Grant.
Something that happened on the trail back here has a bearing on the case.
Something happened that leads you to believe that one or all 3 of these defendants are innocent? Marshal, this court is not concerned with hearsay evidence. This court requires fact.
I thought this court was concerned with justice.
Justice is my province, Marshal.
He's gonna go rogue with this.
One of those boys is 18, the other's only 16.
That cost you $10.
Either one.
One more word, you'll spend 30 days in the hole. Do you have any further questions
Jesus.
for this witness?
I think he's gonna get tired of the judge. This is not his way of seeing justice.
Stone's dead.
What happened, Calhoun?
Town without no blacksmith. He promised that if I'd turn him loose every day for a couple of hours to work at his trade, that he'd come back to his cell each night. I had to bring him back and put him in his cell at gunpoint. He made a break for it. I tried to shoot low.
Is he lying here?
There's 800 in this envelope. It's yours. Or you can keep the 100 head.
Hey, you take that bad back of yours right over to Red Creek and tell your friends we're even. Money-wise.
I still think he might be lying about your man being dead, though.
It's no deal.
Saved a few dollars, thinking to find myself a woman. Just taking off a few acres of my own. You didn't force me to ride where you kept me. I thought we was doing the right thing.
5 years, even 10. You two can survive it and still come out to live some kind of life.
She wants kids, family. Even if I asked her to wait for me.
This is interesting, kind of going through not just how it impacts yourself if you go to jail for a certain period of time, but how it affects the people in your life.
Statehood. People showing up by the wagonfuls, men, women, and children, all just to see your lousy hanging.
That's enough, Cooper. For that beautiful, that magnificent journey you took to bring 3 killers to justice.
On a plane with a dirty rope or a judge with his robes on in front of the American flag. Those boys are going to be just as dead as if they'd been lynched.
That's right, Cooper, just as dead.
Right, I think he's right in saying that it almost like he wants this kind of very clean procedure. You know, the law, the way we have it, it works this way. It works. And then there's this whole event going into the hanging. There you go, like, it's like you're going to the cinema or a match or something. And all the people are just in such in good spirits. You know, and like some of these people deserve to die for what they did, but you're not going to be like in a celebratory mood.
There's only one hanging I'm interested in.
Me up to be a good man.
Ben.
A good Christian.
Bye, Ben.
And I was a good Christian.
Bye.
Husband to my beloved wife. A good father to my...
It's kind of sad. Not kind of, very sad.
Him into your mouth.
You have last request?
Latent into your guts.
Tell him to shut up and let's get it over with.
What he can do is devil's work. Liquor is the...
Seems content now anyway after getting to say his piece.
Will you all bow your heads?
Your man, he's running into your man. It's like all the fun and laughing has subsided, hasn't it? Jesus. He got one in the air. Terrible shots though, I mean there was 3 of them there.
I gotta see him right now, Sophie can't wait any longer.
Check with Rachel. She's still in charge.
I heard about what you did, Rachel. I'm grateful.
Why don't you sit down?
Did he even recognize who he was? Like that was the guys that shot him?
Who did it, Jed? Much as you want him, Jed, I want him more. I need him.
For your hangings?
Fort Grant, broad daylight. We can't let him get away
It's
with
like
that.
now on my watch he feels embarrassed.
After him myself.
For the love of God, son!
God's got nothing to do with it.
Well, after trying to kill him twice, I think he's earned the right to do that. Maybe she was related to the man who was killed, who she thought he bought the cattle from.
Very pretty one.
Maybe there's a link there.
Please. I'm sorry. I was married back in Denver. His name was Paul. Sat around the fire talking. Husband and wife talk. Then they came. 2 men on horseback. Put his hand on me. And there was a shot. And Paul was dead.
The jail? You're looking for those men? When you find them?
Really let it torment you for the rest of your life. If they see him again, they'll be thinking, this guy is just not human. Demon or something that it can't be killed. Phantom. Okay, don't kill the dog even though it's going to be attacking you. Did they know he wasn't dead? Or maybe they got word that he was still alive. Oh no.
Why ain't that dog yapping?
If that marshal was alive, that dog be yapping, wouldn't he?
I told you I didn't know. Let him come to us.
No, Captain. I've waited on him long enough.
Where the hell did he go? Oh, he went out as well. Knife and so yeah.
Drop it.
It's kind of like a horror. It's like the monster coming up from downstairs. It's just simply a process of elimination. Get to that locked door. Oh! Oh, what a twist of fate. That was an interesting way of doing it. Came full circle.
I just want to say that I don't hold you to blame for what that's worth.
Because it's on his conscience.
Very soft.
Yeah.
That Rachel lit a fire in you with that rich body of hers. You lit a fire in each other. Every time sitting up there in that judgment seat, I've wished, I have prayed that there was someone standing between me and God Almighty.
I got that impression at the beginning, but not as the film has progressed.
Help me turn this godforsaken territory into a state where no one man calls himself the law.
I want that old man pardoned.
One of the guards down there. For any questions, you tell them to see me.
There'll be no question.
Okay, that was Hang 'em High, and you know, going into this one, like I thought it was going to be one of those straightforward, balls to the walls revenge story, which I really, really like, and I guess I was a little disappointed in that it didn't play out completely that way. There was a lot of kind of side stories, although one I did find very intriguing was the whole clash between Cooper and the judge. And I guess this whole thing of kind of how their view on justice, and for the judge it was almost like, you know, it was this process, but it all leads to this magical event of a hanging. And like, of course, Cooper knows that, like, if they're tried and they're found guilty, yes, they do it. But the judge almost kind of like, it was like a circus act almost, kind of, you know, this whole kind of, like, they were selling the drinks and people having a laugh, and, oh, don't want to miss the hanging. You know, there was this weird kind of enjoyment of it. Like, of course, if someone had killed someone belonging to you, you were happy to see them die, but you don't necessarily enjoy the viewing of a person being hanged, you know? So that was kind of strange. That was intriguing to watch, that whole clash. But I would have liked to have just kind of seen more of him just picking them off, because I do like that kind of thing. So I guess, like, there was components to it that I really liked, and then I think it kind of maybe there was a couple of bits that maybe were a little over drawn out. You know, I thought maybe they could have skimmed maybe 20 minutes off of it. I thought the stuff with the woman, I thought there could have been more to the revelation of what happened with her. I thought maybe she should have been linked to the guy that Eastwood bought the cattle from. That might have been more interesting, rather than just like, it was an easy guess that, oh, it was her husband that was killed. There wasn't enough there. I didn't kind of enjoy that whole aspect as much. He could have maybe lost that and like had more of him searching out the guys who had hung him. So yeah, I think, like I said, there was stuff I really liked about it, and then there was stuff I wasn't too keen on. So I think, like, on the whole, definitely worth a watch, but wouldn't be like a favorite of mine of Eastwood's westerns. but there was definitely elements I did enjoy about it. And also the whole thing of the hanging and what people go through leading up to it, and kind of that whole thing of like who. There was a thing as well about if you're sentenced, or if you just have jail time, how did that doesn't just affect you and like the time you lose, but those around you, like those two guys who stayed on with the captain to take out Cooper. They did mention that, like that my wife, want to have a child, the other guy wants to marry. They mightn't wait on if you're going to be gone for 10 years. So I thought that was a very intriguing aspect of the story as well. So there was some really good stuff that was commented on in it. I just wish we had seen more of Cooper going after the guys who had falsely condemned him. But guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on Hang 'em High, and where would this rank among your favorite Eastwood westerns. Maybe at some point I should do a ranking of all the Eastwood westerns now I've watched, since I've pretty much watched all of them. But guys, yeah, I would love to hear what you thought on the film. But until next time, slán go fóill.